Good morning, everybody. I can't get me words out. I need another coffee. How are you? Trying to get me words out. I'm on to my second coffee, everyone. I don't function until I've had two heart starters in the morning. Coffees, not cigarettes, coffees. I've got to have two coffees to get going. Thanks for tuning in. Lukey Reed's tuning in from the Legends for Charity event. And speaking of Legends for Charity, g'day to everyone who's down there in Victoria at Mansfield. The Legends for Charity camp and events currently on, everyone. And it looks like they're all having a fantastic time down there. And looks like the weather's been nice. Lukey Reed rang me on Friday, everyone. I said, "Oh, you at the event, Lukey?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Where are you?" He goes, "I'm in my rooftop tent with the heater on." He said, "It's freezing." He said it was freezing. So, for Ed and Az saying, "Oh, it looks like it's not raining," which is a good thing. It looks like they have had nice weather, nice cold, chilly weather. They had the fire going, and last night they had a guy playing the guitar and singing, and they were all sitting around the fire, and looks like they had a nice barbecue dinner. Looked really nice. And then Friday night, they had pizzas on the Friday night. So, yeah, it looks like a really good event down there. And I think this morning, it's 10 o'clock, they're probably still smashing pancakes down as we speak. We got a couple overseas diddly donks on, everyone. We got bloody John Bean, 143 JKRD over in Oregon, making smart-ass comments in the bloody comment section. I saw that, John, saying what a great community, bucks optional. I saw it. And we got slacking on up in Canada, everyone. 2 degrees in Canada at the moment, and it's sunny. Mark, fine and 2 degrees. We'll do the weather report soon, everyone. Rob, the Wanderer's on, everyone. How's your stitches, Rob? Rob got a little skin cancer cut out of his leg, everyone. He's going on like he's had open heart surgery. Dead set, Wanderer. How'd it go, mate? Did they get it all? I suppose you'll get the results soon. They always get back to you and let you know that they got the margins, they call it, which means they got if you've got a skin cancer, I've had a million of them cut out, everyone, and when they examine it at the laboratory, they can tell if they've got the margins and that they got it all, basically, that there's fresh skin or flesh around the cancerous cell or whatever it is. Sounds like I know what I'm talking about there. Sounds like Dr. Rogers knows what he's on about. Who else, as soon as they got something wrong with them, goes straight to Dr. Google? I do. And you know what? A lot of the time, it's on the money. I went to my doctor once. I said, "Doc, I've got this, and this. I think it's this disease or something." He goes, "You've been on Google again, have you?" I said, "Yeah." He just shakes his head as if to go, "Bloody, he must get it all the time." Clients coming in saying, "This is me symptoms and this is what I've got." And the doctors must get sick of hearing that. Dear. Anyway, who else we got? All the Storm Dog. G'day, mate. How are you? Storm Dog. There's a new one. I don't remember. That's a bloody new name. Anyway, mate, I hope you're good. Tracy Lindenberg. Ed's on, everyone. Come on. Is already... The photos is about... Oh, Ed, speaking gooder English, mate. For goodness sake. What's that mean? Ed's speaking in Victorian at the moment. He's had too many VBs last night and he's slurring his words in his comments. I can't even make out what that is. Good on you, Ed. Looks like the event's going really well, mate. Well done to you and Naz for that. Drop Bear Prospecting. Greggy Campbell's happy, everyone. His bloody Newcastle Knights got up on the weekend, which is good. Just, I think Slacken's having a go at Wanderer, is he? He reckons it's just hanging on. Wanderer, what's going on with your Agro thing? It's been put off twice now. The Wanderer, he couldn't organise a chook raffle. I've been sitting there twice now. Wanderer's on. I've come in early from the backyard. Wanderer's on. He's doing his Agro bloody live feed. Agro for John and Slacken was a puppet years ago and made out of a bath sponge. And he was a bit of an Australian TV icon. Agro was a puppet. And the guy behind Agro, the puppet, Jamie Dunn, passed away the other day. So Rob the Wanderer is going to do a live feed in memory of Agro and Jamie Dunn. So Agro was on all the kids shows and all that type of stuff 20 years ago. So anyway, all good. Lynn Rogers is on. G'day, Lynn, down there in Ingham, a couple of hours down the road. It rained here last night, everyone. It's the heaviest rain I've heard in a long time. My God, it was heavy. Didn't go for too long. Only went for like 15 minutes. It was like someone just poured a massive, I don't know, it was like a Chinook helicopter just dumped a bloody load of water, like in the fire bombing or something, on the roof of the house. It was unbelievable. Slacken said, I'm going to Google Agro episodes and check it out. Yeah, Agro got a bit rude for kids shows sometimes. There's some stuff on there which I don't know if it actually aired on the kids shows, but it was dead set adult only type stuff. Jamie Dunn was a bit loose, everyone, and the young girl that used to be there with Agro, Jamie Dunn used to get a bit flirty with her and that, and some of it, that should be on kids' TV. You wouldn't get away with it these days. Boy, oh boy. Marky Lavelle's on. Mark's not happy. His Parramatta Eels went down. Actually, they got walloped. And bloody my Cowboys had a win last night, everyone. Can you believe that? I didn't think they'd win last night, but Mark was keeping me up to date on the score because I don't have KO anymore. I can't watch the Saturday games. Margie was keeping me up to date. See, that's what last week I get rid of KO in disgust, and Bucks got rid of KO, so we can't watch the footy. We'll win now. So bastards. Slacken, Autumn and Sky, which is Slacken's granddaughters, everyone, will love him, I think. I bought them a book 2 months ago called Things That Fart. Now, there's a good granddad, everyone. He's bought his 2 little granddaughters a book called Things That Fart. Good on you, Slacken. One of your best, mate. Oh, that's funny. That is bloody funny. Only Slacken could bloody buy a book for his grandkids, Things That Fart. Oh, mate. Send me a photo of the book, Mark, will you? I'd love to see the cover of it. I'll tell you who can fart, Rafa. And when he does, I know all about it. He wakes me up out of a deep sleep. I got his own little bed here, and he sleeps at the base of the bed. When he lets one go, it just wakes me up out of a deep sleep, and he does not bat an eyelid. Unbelievable. Bloody hell. Who else we got on? All the usual suspects there. Anyway, I hope you're all having a great time down at the Legends for Charity. Looks like a really good event. And I'll tell you what, that Mansfield Caravan Park there where they're having the event looks like a really, really nice place. Aussie says, stop blaming Rafa. Yeah, that's a good thing about having a dog. You can blame your dog sometimes. I may have done that once or twice. Hey, a couple of birthday shout-outs. You saw me give a shout-out to Tony. I said he was 74, and he said, thanks, Buck, you made me younger. He's actually 76, everyone. And we had a good chat on the phone. His daughter got on to Brett from SMG and said, do you reckon Buck could give Dad a ring? He loves watching Buck on. So I gave Tony a ring, and bugger me, it's a small world. He's ex-Queensland Copper, everyone, well before my time, ex-Queensland Copper. And he said, our next chat, mate, we'll have to talk about Signals Corps. So it looks like he was in the Army and was in Signals Corps, the same as me. So next time I ring Tony up, we'll be talking Army stuff and police stuff. Good stuff. And Tony from Aussie Campfire Kitchens, everyone. Tony and Taryn, you always hear me mention them. Tony from Aussie Campfire Kitchens, it's his birthday today. So hopefully Taryn and the boys are spoiling him, and they're doing all the cook-ups today. Tony's sitting down having a beer, and he's not the one around the fire doing the cook-ups. Hopefully Taryn and the boys are spoiling Dad for his birthday. So happy birthday, Tony. Let's give Tony a few thumbs up in the chat room there, everyone, for his birthday. Good North Queensland couple there, everyone. they're sick of the wet season too. They're a couple of hours up the road from me, and yeah, it's been a wet season up here. That's what happens when you live in the tropics. Everyone in the wet season. We've had a lot of rain this year, but it's just normal for us. And that bloody cyclone, everyone. Did you see this? The cyclone that went across Cape York, John and Slacken. We had a cyclone come across, and it came across as a high-end category 4, but when it was offshore, it hit category 5, and it had winds up to 315 kilometers an hour, gusts to 315, which is just amazing. That's bullshit fast winds. 315, don't know what that is in miles, 250 or something. Anyway, so it was a category 5, went across as a cat 4. Luckily went between two, Cowan and Lockhart River. Lockhart River's an Aboriginal community, and Cowan the same. It went between them. So Cowan got a little bit of damage, everyone. So it went across in an unpopulated area. Went across the Northern Territory, got out into the Gulf of Carpentaria, whizzed up again to a category 3, hit Groot Island in the Northern Territory. Went across the Northern Territory, dumped a shitload of rain again on the Northern Territory, which is recovering from floods as we speak. Went across the Kimberley in Western Australia, spun up again when it got out into the Indian Ocean, and it's come all the way down the Western Australia coast, smashed Exmouth as a high-end Cat 4, everyone, where Brody is from Youngbloods. Apparently, Exmouth got smacked real hard by a top-end Cat 4, and then it came down through Carnarvon, where Paul lives, Paul Verberg from... I knew I'd forget the bloody... I'll think of the channel in a minute. I just had a mental midget. So anyway, I got onto Paul, and it came across as a Cat 2 there, and Carnarvon went okay, and it's come all the way down past Perth. But at one stage, they thought it might hit Perth as a Category 2. Can you believe that? Perth down in south-western Australia. 195 miles an hour, Mr. Donny. Yeah, that's 315. That's fast, very fast. Rafa just opened the door and came in himself. He said, it's nice and cold in here. Dad's got the aircon on. So, so that bloody cyclone, unbelievable. It went across the whole top of Australia and then came down the whole length of Western Australia on the western side, came out around Albany, down in the bottom of Australia, and it's gone out into the Great Southern Ocean now and fizzled out. So Ed sent me a photo of the live feed. Just a sec, everyone. Ed. Oh, yeah, it's good stuff. Ed's just sent a photo, everyone, of everyone standing around. I don't know when that was. It might have been yesterday afternoon or whatever. So there you go. No, well done, Ed. It looks like it was a really good event. Hopefully everyone's staying today as well, mate, because when I run these camping events, you know what I reckon the best day is? Sunday afternoon, and we have stragglers drinks where anyone left over, you just about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you just form a big circle. People bring nibblies and snacks, put them in the middle on some tables, and as everyone just sits around and winds down, and most people go out on the Monday morning. So, yeah, the old stragglers drinks, we used to call it, on the Sunday afternoon. Absolutely fantastic. Rafa making himself a Makona. Yeah. Black has said most of us are leaving tomorrow. So that's good. That's good, Steve. And Sunday afternoon's good, mate. Everyone winds down, and Ed and Naz can take the bloody, have a bit of a break too, because I'm sure they've been running around like hairy-ass flies, being the organisers and that. There's always something going on around in the background, and you've got to organise and make sure everything's running smoothly. But on the Sunday afternoon, Ed and Naz will be able to sit down and kick up and buddy have a good time and just relax and really enjoy the last day of the event. So hopefully everyone dug deep during the raffle and you've made a lot of money for the two charities there, the Mansfield RSL and also the Starting Over Dog Rescue. So they're supporting one of the animal shelters down there, which is absolutely fantastic to see. You know, I'm passionate about helping animal shelters. Hey, just on another charity, everyone, we are up to the Aussie shirts, 152 so far we've sold, and we've had a lot of donations, so it's going really well. We're going to be able to buy a lot of suitcases and bags and all that for Hope in a Suitcase for the foster kids. And in case I forget to mention, everyone, Wednesday night, I've got Karen and Rachel on, the two ladies from Hope in a Suitcase. It'll be just a nice short 1 hour maximum live feed on Wednesday night, because they've got young foster kids they have to get to bed and all that type of stuff. So it'll be just a little quick live feed to talk about Hope in a Suitcase Wednesday night, everyone, about 7:30 Queensland time. So tune in for that. Rachel Clancy is the founder of Hope in a Suitcase in Australia, everyone. So we're going to hear Rachel's story about what made her want to start up Hope in a Suitcase and why she's so passionate about it. And it's gone on, and there's to bigger and better things. And there's Hope in a Suitcases all around Australia now, everyone, because of Rachel. So the founder of Hope in a Suitcase is going to be on Wednesday night, and Karen from North Queensland Hope in a Suitcase will be on with her. So it's going to be a really good chat with the girls. So make sure you tune in Wednesday night, everyone, if you can. About an hour at the most, honestly, because the girls are busy. So it was trying to find a night that suited, because they've got foster kids and all that type of stuff. So they're busy ladies. Righto, let's get into it. Footy scores. Manly's already lost their coach. 3 games into the season, Manly's coach, Anthony Seibold, has been sacked, everyone. Everyone thought it might be the Cowboys coach that loser, but no, Manly's already sacked their coach. Roosters 33, Manly 16. So Paulie Martin, you got a new coach, and it's Kieran Foran, who used to play for Manly. So they don't know if Paulie's on at the moment, but his team's not travelling real well. This was a turn up for the books. The Tigers got up 32 over the Warriors. Phil Webber, what happened to your Warriors? And the Warriors were at home in New Zealand. 32-14, Tigers over the Warriors. Roz's Dolphins didn't go real well Friday night, everyone. The Broncos 26, Dolphins 12. That Dolphins have got a good team, everyone. They're just not putting it together at the moment. They just need to go that extra level. So Greggy Campbell's Newcastle Knights, everyone, 24, got up over the Bulldogs. 16. So Russ and Brett aren't real happy. The Bulldogs got done. Doggies were at home too, everyone. The Newcastle Knights got up. How quick, Greggy, that Dom Young on the wing, mate, how quick is he? He's got some speed, that lad. The team to beat this year, everyone, Penrith Panthers, surprise, surprise. Panthers 48, beat Parramatta Eels 20. Marky Lavelle, what happened to the Eels, mate? Battle of the Western Suburbs of Sydney, Penrith. They're looking ominous, aren't they? They really are. And how about this one? Cowboys 28, Melbourne Storm 24. That looked like, what's the highlights? Looked like a really good game. Cowboys dug deep. They were down 20-10, and they come back and they won. And well done to the Cowboys. Cows were at home. Did anyone see that pass Harry Grant threw from dummy half out to the winger? Unbelievable. It was like a Tom Brady pass as a rugby league pass. It was incredible. So Cowboys had a win. So Todd Payton, the coach, he'll be breathing a sigh of relief there, let me tell you. Righto, let's get into the weather report. I'll get through this nice and quick, everyone. Weather report from around the world on Living Earth app, everyone. 9:18 in the morning, Sunday morning here, 9:18 in Innisfail, far north Queensland, 26 degrees. We're going up to 28 today, and it's cloudy and drizzly today. We had a couple of fine days the other day, and it was bloody hot, just quietly. We had 2 fine days in a row. Can you believe that? And now it's raining again. After the 5th of April, when the Aussie shirts, the orders for the Australian shirts close on the 5th of April, everyone. That's Easter time, and then after Easter, me and Roz might take the caravan 10 minutes down the road and have a camp at Cowley Beach, I think, in the caravan, and burn $100 worth of diesel. So it's almost time to get the van out. Got it out the other day when it was thing, and gave it a mop out and made sure everything was going, ran the aircon up, made sure the aircon was working. So Yeah, we won't be going too far in that van. Let me tell you, should be some little local. Cowley Beach is 20 minutes down the road, everyone. So, Toronto, Canada, 1 degree and sunny at the moment. It's 7 o'clock at night, and it's still daylight, but not almost going dark, Mark. You can see there, everyone. You can see the bright light of Toronto, and you can see where it's almost going dark there now. Busselton, Western Australia, cloudy and 18 degrees. It's 7 o'clock in the morning over in Busso, 2 hours behind us. Mike Blake, I don't know if Mike's on yet. Haven't seen Mike on. Mostly cloudy at 5:20 Saturday afternoon in Colorado, 24 degrees, going up to 27. Thanks, Roz. Steve Wilkes in Ensenada, Mexico, everyone, 28 degrees, 13 to 28. Mexico's got some nice weather, isn't it? John, up near Portland, Oregon, 4:20 Saturday afternoon, and it's sunny with some clouds, 17 degrees Celsius, lower 5, higher 15. So you've already gone over it's already burst through the maximum. So 17 degrees, still cool up in Oregon. Auckland, New Zealand. It's Sunday afternoon already in Auckland, and 19 degrees and sunny and clear. Nice afternoon in Auckland. Melbourne, Victoria, down there, and it's overcast and 16 degrees. So hopefully, well, there's no rain there. Mansfield's not in Melbourne, but it's Victoria's not a real big place. So anyway, Sydney, 18 degrees and sunny. Launceston, Lukey Reed, but Lukey's not in Launceston. How good's Luke? Luke went to the Legends for Charity. He jumped on the Spirit of Tasmania, everyone, which isn't cheap. He came all the way from Tasmania to Victoria to go to the Legends camp, and he's going back tomorrow. That's the type of people that are in this community. They love their camping, and Lukey loves getting in and mixing with everyone at the camping events. Fantastic. 9:51 a.m. Sunday morning in Adelaide, South Australia, 16 degrees and sunny. Darwin, 26 and overcast, bit similar to North Queensland. Perth, 7 o'clock, 7:20 in the morning, cloudy and 20 degrees in Perth. Brisbane, all you Brisbaneites down there, 9:22 a.m., same as here, Queensland time, 21 and scattered clouds and sunny. Good stuff. So there's the weather report. How exciting was that? I've got a lot to talk about this morning, everyone. The main thing that's going to consume everyone is the price of fuel. Now, listen, I know the price of diesel is bullshit at the moment. It's around the 320 mark. I haven't been into town for a couple of days. The BT50's just been sitting in the shed for a couple of days. I haven't even gone into town, everyone. So it seems like it's not going up 15 cents a day, if you know what I mean. It's kind of stabilised now around the 320. So what's diesel or ULP where you are from your part of the world, everyone? I think we're looking around the 320 mark, seems to be about the average. Did anyone top up recently? That's what I've been doing. I'll just go in and top up so it doesn't hurt so much. Nathan Schilling, 325 in Ipswich. Yeah, Lukey Reed's a legend. Mark, absolutely he is. I don't think we will ever see anything below. Yeah, I know. And after COVID, I remember Crazy Dog saying to me, you watch, the prices are going up yet again. Just another excuse to put the prices up. And they were say it was about it never comes down. Exactly right. Who said that? Tyler. You watch this. We got short memories, everyone. When this shit started, and I remember it, the first day of the war, when the missiles started going, it said to Roz said to me, we need to fill our cars up because we know that they only need an excuse to put the prices of fuel up the pack of arseholes. Went in, I filled BT50 up with diesel. I paid $1.72 a litre. I get 4 cents off for being an RACQ member. I got it for $1.68. Remember that, $1.68 a litre, everyone. The other servos in town were $1.68. What the Ampol does here, it just adds 4 cents onto the other servos and then you get 4 cents off when you're still paying the same price. So they think you're stupid. 319 to 320 seems to be what it is. 315 in Sydney, 350 to top up the Land Cruiser. Ray Newman, yeah. Sean Whale filled his 200 series up the other day, cost him $740 or something. What a disgrace. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So you watch, we're getting so used now. It's 320 a litre, and then things will happen and it'll come down and we'll go, oh, beauty, it's back under $3. Oh, it's down to $2.50 a litre. Oh, look, it's $2.20 a litre now. And then it'll hover around the $2 mark when it finally comes down again. And we'll all forget that before this shit started, we were getting it for $1 in the 160s, 170s, maybe low 180s. We got short memories, everyone. So just remember that. Remember what you paid for diesel before this shit started, and see if the fuel price ever goes back down there. I bet it doesn't. I bet $2 a litre becomes the norm. It'll become the norm, and we'll go, oh, wow, that's cheap. Bullshit it is. Bullshit it is. Anyway, so keep an eye on it. It's going to come down at some stage. It's got to, if it ever finishes. But do you reckon it's going to come back down to in the high 160s, 170s again a litre? No, I bet it doesn't. Yeah, so they're a pack of arseholes. We got short memories. We go, oh, $2 a litre, beauty. That's cheap, because we were paying $3.20 not long ago. Yeah, well, just before that, we were paying $1.70. So, yeah, but it always happened. It happened after COVID, everyone. Prices stayed. I remember Crazy Dog saying to me, they said, we got short memories. You watch it. When the fuel comes down, it'll never come down to what it was pre-COVID, and it didn't. Bloody taking the piss. Yeah, some Liberal senator came out of the woodwork the other day going, we're making sure the ACCC, and you just read it, and is anyone else just getting really finding themselves just getting angry every time a politician puts a post on, whether it doesn't matter what side of the fence they're from, they put up a post and you just see through their bullshit, and it just makes you angry. It just makes you angry inside. And you think we're stupid and that we come down in the last shower, you piece of shit. So I'm getting real. The old buckaroony's starting to get angry inside. I know we're all angry over the price of fuel, everyone. We're all in this together. But what makes me angrier is when politicians just get up on TV and that and just bullshit to you, and they just think you're that stupid that you believe them. And you know what? After COVID, no one believes a word that comes out of these arseholes' mouths anymore. We just got taken for a ride during COVID, the lockdowns and all that. Have a look at it now. And then all of a sudden it was just like, with a clap of the hands, the world went, COVID's finished. Let's go on to the next thing. Oh, well, wars will be our next thing. It's bullshit. And you know what? All this does is just fuel all the tinfoil hat wearers. And you start thinking, you know what? Maybe they were onto something. All the people that wore the tinfoil hats, maybe they were onto something. You're starting to really, really lose trust in the government. I used to be one that you trust the government. They're trying to do the right thing by you. After this fuel thing now, I'm just convinced that they don't care about us at all anyway. What rest of the world's, yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. And you know what? They're up there talking about securing fuel and all this, which is good. It's good that they're trying to secure fuel, and we're going to be sending more liquid natural gas up to Singapore in exchange for diesel. So we've got heaps of LNG that they need, and they've got heaps of diesel that we need. So they're pulling the strings there, which is great. But not once have I heard any politician in the Labor Party coming out now and talk about the possibility of drilling for oil or up an hour, maybe building another refinery or two. So that I know we're never going to get to the stage where we can produce 100% of our own fuel, everyone. We could have if we kept the infrastructure in place, but we can't do that. But can we at least expand on what we've got now so that it doesn't become such a problem, so that we can at least keep our trucks and our farmers going, at least maybe ration out me, who just wants to fill his four-wheel drive up, but we need to be able to keep the diesel and the fuel up to our farmers, our emergency services, our military, and our trucking companies. We need to be able to do that at least ourselves. But not once have I heard them come out and go, we're going to have a look into up in our own fuel. They're going on about ethanol, Bob Catter and that. That's great. That's something we can do too. Maybe increase our ethanol production through sugarcane and all that. And as Bob Catter said, if we can, that's a way of taking the pressure off the fuel system, is have more ethanol. Especially a lot of these new unleaded cars can run on E10 with 10% ethanol in there. So, you know, if we up our ethanol production, maybe that will go through to our cane farmers, that they can start producing more cane. Because I know a lot of cane farmers are closing the cane farms down now because it's just getting too hard for them. Okay, so Tim Ryan said it's fuel's cheaper or the same price in Emerald as Gladstone, and it's all sent out from there. Yeah, it's weird how that works, mate, isn't it? It really is. Yeah, but there's no talk except for the opposition, who, when they were in, they did nothing about it either. Let's not forget that. When the LNP party were in, guys, they watched the refineries go, and they're going, oh, we couldn't compete with the big super refineries in Asia. No, okay, get that. But we've got to have a backup plan. We've got to be able to, and here we are. It has happened when war starts, and it looks like it could get worse. When wars start, you can't be totally reliant on other countries for your fuel. We should have had the ability to at least keep a couple of refineries in production or whatever, or just even if we had 3 or 4 refineries and they're working at 50%, but when the time comes, bang, they can go to 50. They can go to 50. And we've talked about, if you've been watching my YouTube shorts, everyone, if we're going to have 90 days fuel holdings, they need to be held in this country. We all know that. We all know that, but we didn't. That someone should be losing their job over that. Our 90 days fuel holdings need to be held here in Australia, not 60 days of crude oil stored in Louisiana in the United States. My God. They're going on about there's some tankers coming down from the USA to Australia as we speak. It's probably the Americans sending it down so they can provide their military down here in Australia at the moment with fuel, because they can't get it in here in Australia. They're probably bringing it down for their own military assets in the Northern Territory. Yeah, more surveys are running dry every day. I know. And they stand up on thing and say, we haven't got a fuel crisis. Well, tell that to the hundreds of petrol stations around the country that are out of diesel and out of ULP. And they're trying to say we don't have a fuel crisis. Does anyone want that Chris Bowen? He's a smug prick, isn't he? He's a smug prick, that bloke. I would love to put one on his chin. He just comes across as a little rich friggin' typical Canberra politician that has got no idea about what goes on in this country outside Canberra, outside of his little bloody Parliament House concrete jungle down there in Canberra. This makes me angry, eh? Yeah, all the surveys in Texas are dry. I saw that a week ago, mate. Texas was dry. Down there on the Queensland-New South Wales border, little town of Texas, which my mum was born in. Yeah, all the surveys are dry. There's a heap of little towns that are dry. God, what's it? anyway, we'll talk more about that soon. But I'm just getting the shits. It's making me furious, not just angry, everyone, furious when the politicians are coming on and they just, that they're full of shit and they just lie. They just lie to the camera. They've got no shame. They've got no shame. Bloody hell. Anyway, I feel myself getting angrier inside the more I talk about it. But anyway, what do you do? And this war, everyone, John and Mike, go and grab Trump by the scruff of the neck, will you? And go, what are you doing, you bloody idiot? They're talking about, I'll tell you now, John, let me know if you agree with me. I'll tell you now, mate, you try and take that bloody Carg Island for one, unless you do an airborne assault on it with the 82nd Airborne. But if you try and put Marines in there, they won't get through the Strait of Hormuz, mate. The ships will get sunk before they get there. That's why they haven't done it yet. They're talking about putting boots on the ground. Yeah, good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. You reckon bloody Iraq was messy? Iran will be worse. I'll tell you now, Iran will be worse. They got 1 million troops there, they reckon, that are waiting for you. So sending 10,000 troops in, it's going to be a slaughter, mate. You're going to lose a lot of men. I hope you don't. I hope you don't put boots on the ground. They need an off-ramp now, and everyone's saying it. He needs an off-ramp. He's boxing himself into the corner, and I don't give a shit what anyone. The USA's been played like a fiddle by Israel. Israel started this shit, and they dragged the Yanks into it because the Americans and Israelis bloody up each other's ass. And Israel has just played the USA like a fiddle, and now Trump's in balls deep and doesn't know how to get out of it. And some of the shit, and I don't care what anyone in here says, some of the shit coming out of his mouth now, he's all over the place. 1 minute he's saying this, and then in the next interview he's saying something totally opposite. It's just some of the stuff coming out of his mouth. He is out of his depth, everyone. He is out of his depth and has no idea what he is doing. He's either got very, very bad advisors, or he's not taken the advice of people behind closed doors. Surely someone in the military is going, Mr. President, no. But who knows what's happening behind closed doors. But Trump's all over the place, everyone. He's out of his depth now. He's starting to really look like a real estate mogul or whatever real estate cartel. He's the president and he's been caught short. I think he thought he could just go in, lob a few bombs and she was going to be all over and he'd look like a big bloody, hey, look at me. And he's already talking about doing the same to Cuba. He's still talking about Cuba. When this is finished, look out Cuba. Like he's turning into a dictator, everyone. I was on the fence with Trump. I just call things as I see it. He is turned into a dictator and he's becoming a danger to the rest of the world, especially with his Greenland comments at the start. He started on Canada, then he went to Greenland, started picking on all these bloody NATO allies, and now have a look at it. He's got himself into the shit in Iran and no one wants to help him out, including Australia. And I don't blame us. You're on your own, Trumpy, with your Israeli mates. That's the way it works. He's having a crack at Europe and Australia and Japan and South Korea for not coming in and helping him. Well, there's a reason that no one's coming in to help you, mate. You started this war. I know Iran putrid, and but yeah, he's got to find an off ramp now, everyone. Let's hope Pakistan can mediate and maybe find a solution. But at the moment, the Americans have got 15 points that they want, and the Iranians don't agree with any of them and will not agree to any of those 15 points. And then the Iranians have got 5 points, and the Americans aren't agreeing to any of those 5 points. So we got a long way to go, everyone. This is far from over. After this war's over, Iran will have a much tighter stronghold on the Strait of Hormuz. Houthis, yeah, and now that's right, Beaker. The Houthis. And here you go, everyone. It's getting worse, and I'll tell you why. Iran has got the Strait of Hormuz cut off, and they're only letting through who they want to go through. Tell you who they did let through, because the Prime Minister of Spain came out right at the start and said, Trump, you're on your own. We want nothing to do with you. And Trumpy called him a weak prick, and we want nothing to do with Spain. We're not going to do any trade with Spain. Guess who was allowed to put a tanker through the Strait of Hormuz the other day? Spain. The Iranians went, yeah, you can come through, and we're not even going to charge you $2 million. You can just come through for nothing. Through you come, Spain. So Spain stood up early in the piece and said, we want nothing to do with this shit. And so Iran's got the Strait of Hormuz cut off, everyone. If you look at the thing, and then the next one over is the Gulf of Aden that runs up into the Red Sea. And then the Red Sea goes up to the Suez Canal, which is where all the bloody freight, not only fuel ships come through, but all the cargo ships come down the Suez Canal into the Red Sea and down through the Gulf of Aden. So they don't have to go all the way around Africa. Well, guess what? The Houthis, the Yemenis, the Houthi rebels in Yemen who control Yemen, they started launching missiles on Israel. So what's going to happen now? The Houthi rebels are going to try and cut off the Gulf of Aden, and Iran's cutting off the Strait of Hormuz. So it's going to get worse, everyone, especially when we can't get cargo ships through. If the Houthis actually, now they do need a smackdown, the Houthi rebels, they're pieces of shit. So, listen, I don't agree. I'm not pro-Iranian, everyone. Don't get me wrong. They've sitting there funding bloody terrorist organisations all around the world. But, dear oh dear, this is getting untidy now. You watch it start biting in now that if they start cutting cargo ships coming through the Gulf of Aden, we're in trouble. End game is a regime change. Well, is there going to be a regime change? I don't think there will, Beaker. I don't reckon there will. It doesn't look like the Iranians are rebelling at the moment. Anyone who rebelled against in Iran seems to have been just bloody smacked down and killed. So from what I've seen, everyone seems to be still chanting death to America and all that type of stuff. It's not looking good, is it? Anyway, Trump was listed in the WWE Wrestling Hall of Fame this week. Are you shitting me, Jeff Canine? That's what I mean. The guy is in his own fantasy world. He's in his own fantasy world. Someone gave him, they made another prize or something for him, presented him. That people are just making up awards now to give to Trump to fuel his ego. It's sickening to see. John, how do you, mate? I don't know. I know I'm sitting here bashing America at the moment, but it's just sickening to see how he's just got this big. It's like he's got a big fire, and you need to keep throwing fuel on it to keep it going. You got to keep fueling his ego. The guy's a loose cannon. He's almost becoming a dictator. Talking about now, Cuba's going to be next. Who talks like that? Who talks like that? Anyway, we're all being affected by this thing, and that's why no one's not coming to America's help because it's America. They're not doing it because of the bloke running your country at the moment, mate. I hope Americans realise that the world is just sick of your president. He's a cockhead. He really is. When he does good things, sometimes I'll praise Trump. I think he's good, but at the moment, he's out of his depth. He's looking like a real estate person at the moment, trying to do military shit, and he's out of his depth. He really is. I know some of you don't agree with me. I don't care, everyone. The guy's an absolute cockhead, and he's got the world into an absolute mess. And you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see the Iranians drop one right on Netanyahu. I used to like that guy. He's gone rogue too, or he's putrid. He's on the nose as well. I'd love to see him, the Iranians get him, just quietly. I'd love to see him get him. Bloody out of control. Anyway, yeah, and that's right, Rob. And I said this months ago when I said, when I forget what the incident was, but I said the best thing Albo can do at the moment is just when Trump was picking on Canada and Greenland and all that, and Australia wasn't being mentioned, I said the smartest thing Albo can do is stay out of it and just stay at arm's reach and just not say anything. Just stay down here in the South Pacific and don't upset the apple cart. And hopefully you'll just forget it. He's so concentrated on everywhere else. But anyway, he mentioned us out the other day, said he was disappointed with Australia. I thought they would have come and helped me, of all people. Yeah, we do. And if it was something bloody, we've always run to America's aid. And a lot of times where we probably shouldn't have. Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, the whole world come to America's aid there. When those planes went into the towers, there was not a person in Australia that begrudged us sending troops over to help America in Afghanistan. The Iraq turned out to be a big lie, didn't it? Our Prime Minister at the time, John Howard, we're going into Iraq because they have got weapons of mass destruction. Well, guess what? We went in there, the coalition forces, we went in there and they had nothing. They had no weapons of mass destruction. How'd that turn out for us? That was embarrassing. That was the whole point of the coalition, America invading Iraq, is because he had weapons of mass destruction. Well, they never ever found any. Yeah. Camper, Dave, Islamic terrorism isn't a probable cause for the rest of the world to help. No, mate. No, not on this one, Dave. I know you're pro-Trump, mate. I disagree with you on this one. Totally disagree, mate. That's why there's a reason why all the countries are staying out of it. The whole of Europe, Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, we're all staying away from it, mate. And that's what we should be doing at the moment. This is an American-Israeli thing. This is all because, and I can understand Israel being concerned about Iran. Bloody, yeah, but it's not our fight, mate. Sometimes you stay out of shit and not get involved because it's the troops. The next thing you know, we're sending our Navy up there. It's all good, well, so we should be in helping Trump. You wait till one of our Hobart-class destroyers gets sunk and we lose 300 sailors or whatever, and then you'll be going, oh, maybe not. It's all right for people to sit back and go, oh, we should be getting involved. If you'd ever served in the military, you'd probably be thinking different, mate. It's always the military people that go up there and lose their lives, like Iraq. Mate of mine, Dave Nary, got killed. SAS warrant officer, about to go training to go into Iraq. He was killed in Kuwait, I think. And they were about to go over into Iraq. Dave was killed doing some lead-up training before they went into Iraq. So it's all good and well. We'll get in and help out. It's the soldiers losing their lives, mate. Is it worth it? No bloody way. Not at all. This is an Israeli-American thing against Iran. The rest of the world knows that, and they're staying out of it. There's a reason why no one's got involved at the moment. 20% of the oil comes down through the Strait of Hormuz. Where's the other 80%? We need to, hopefully the rest of the world's working on that and go, all right, that 20% is out of action for the next 5 years or whatever. Let's concentrate on the rest of the world that has got oil. That's why we should have been in a position where we could have gone, all those oil wells in South Australia that we've got capped, uncap them and let's ramp it up for a couple of years. And as I said, it's all good and well to talk about solar panels and windmills. They don't run our trucks, everyone, which is what runs the country. And we're seeing it now. Yeah. Where's the fuel? Where is the fuel? They reckon 20%. Yeah, that's right, Aussie. They reckon 20% of the fuel comes through the Strait of Hormuz. Where's the other 80%? That's what I want to know. Where does Singapore and China and that get all their oil? Russia? Who knows? I don't know where it comes from, mate. We have got oil sitting under Australia, but we didn't want to spend any money to drill for it. And anyway, that's what happens. When you don't prepare 20 years ago, that's what happens. And that's why our Defence Force is in such poor shape, everyone. Not having a go at the people in the Defence Force. What we've got's good, but it's nowhere near big enough. Except the Navy. Our Navy is just old and it's just ridiculous. Our Navy's just got nothing, everyone. We got nothing. That's why my thing come out this morning. All these generals and admirals coming out of the woodwork now going on about the state of our Defence Force and that. Why weren't you speaking up 15 years ago when you were a general and that and saying something to the politicians, saying our Anzac frigates are getting old. We need replacements in 3 years' time or we're going to be getting caught short. We're going to be retiring old frigates before we've got new ones coming in. Here we are, retiring Anzac class frigates because they're old and rusty and we can't send them over to the Strait of Hormuz because they can't defend themselves. They're too old. They don't have the technology to defend themselves. But our Megami class frigates are bloody years away. Who lets that happen? The taxpayer does not pay to drill for oil. Doesn't private enterprise do that? Yeah, well, and private, well, yes, they do. Why are we, and this is another one too, why are we letting private companies bloody rape us of all our natural resources and they all get rich? We get a bit of tax money out of them. Why doesn't all the natural resources in this country still belong to Australia? Why do we let the Gina Rineharts and that buy all this land that's got all the iron ore, everyone? Maybe the government years ago, another 20 or 30 years ago, should have invested more and said, you know what? All the natural resources belong to Australians. We're not going to let foreign companies come in and take all the mine our natural resources and take all the wealth overseas. They should have kept it here in this country, but we didn't. We didn't, and here we are. We should have. Someone said to me the other day, why are foreign companies in here? Chinese companies and that own, there's Chinese own Yang coal and all that. They own the coal mines, everyone. And we just sell our country off to these people. We should own it and we should be benefiting from the profits of it. But we don't. We get some tax money out of it, sure. But that's not enough to, we should be bloody, as someone said the other day, shitting on 24-carat bloody toilet seats in this country. We've got that many natural resources, but it's been mismanaged, hasn't it? It really has. Yeah. What did Sid Archie say? John's. They keep saying we have enough fuel, but that's right, mate. And Chris Bowen comes out. We've got 30 days holdings. We've still got 30 days holdings. We've got. We all know the 30 days holdings he's talking about. Half of that's on the ocean, and they've admitted it. Someone pulled on Plivazek the other day, Tanya Plivazek, or whatever, however you say her name, and she's going, "We've got 30 days holdings," and they said to her, "Does that include? Is that 30 days holdings here in this country right now?" And they, after 5 attempts to get it out of her, she finally said, "Oh no, that includes what's on the ocean at the moment as well, which is probably half." So that's why, mate. They're saying we've got 30 days fuel. Half of that's probably on the ocean, hasn't even arrived here yet. That's why the pumps are running dry. Once again, they're lying to our face. We don't have 30 days supply here in this country. We all know that. Otherwise, the pumps wouldn't be running dry. It's bullshit. They lied to us. Should have 90 days here, not 30. Should have 90 days here. And when I say 90 days, not 30 days on the ocean and 60 days here, 90 here and maybe another 30 on the ocean, so that we never drop below 90, if you know what I mean. No, what would I know? I was only a logistics expert in the military, everyone. What would I know about logistics? Jeez, some of these blokes couldn't run a chook raffle. I'd imagine, I don't know. We had a petroleum platoon, they were called. We used to call them bladder lizards. So on a big brigade exercise, petroleum platoon, they'd have massive bladders of diesel. And so convoys could come through and bloody refuel the Unimogs and the Land Rovers and all that type of stuff. Everything. The army ran on diesel, everyone. Our generators were diesel towards the end there as well. So petroleum platoon. But imagine pulling up an army convoy to a pet platoon and they go, the brigade commander going, hey, have you got enough fuel for the whole brigade to operate for this exercise? Yeah, so yeah. Well, how come your bladders are empty? Oh, no, we got enough, but some of it's still sitting in Singapore. It hasn't arrived here yet. What do you reckon the brigade commander would have done then? He wants fuel in those bladders to support his brigade for the next 4 weeks on this exercise, whatever it is. That's how it works, everyone. The fuel's got to be in the bladders, ready to support your brigade. And it's the same here in Australia. Our tanks need to be full to support the country. My God, people just don't get it, eh? They just don't get it. In the army, and John will back me up on this, in the Marines, if your logistics, it's as important as your infantry people on the front line. Without logistics supporting your fighting forces, you're nothing. You will fail. You will be defeated. You must have good logistics in the military. Without logistics, you're nothing. You're non-effective. It's the same in this country, everyone. We need good logistics. How does our logistics work in this country? Trains and trucks. That's how our logistics works. And it's not working because we've run out of fuel. So anyway, it is. And it's all good and well to say, drill, baby, drill, and blah, 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 blah. Like if we right now said, let's start drilling for oil, let's make more refineries, how long would that take, everyone? 10 years before we started seeing it? It's too late. The horse has bolted. We now have to rely, like the PM can't, it would be nice to see him go, we are now in the planning stage of drilling for oil and having a look in the feasibility of making a couple more refineries in this country. Definitely one on the West Coast, so that when things like this happen, we can at least keep our trucks going and our farmers. That's our priority. Keep our trucks moving and keep our farmers producing. If we can't do that, we're stuffed, everyone. So I haven't heard anyone mention that we're going to do that. But once again, we haven't got the refineries to stand up. We only got 2 refineries. They're running at maximum now. They are running at maximum, our refineries. And I'm sure the people at our refineries are doing a wonderful job to try and keep up. But they can only provide 20% of what we need. We should have had some other refineries. We should have had more refineries, maybe working at 50%, so that when the time comes, we ramp it up. What do you reckon, everyone? Am I talking shit? I reckon I sound like I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we'll see what happens. John said, I was in the Marines. We stole whatever we needed. Yeah. SAS, everyone thought SAS stood for Special Air Service. It actually meant steal anything shiny. When I was at the SAS regiment, those guys had light fingers. They would steal anything. And it was SAS, steal anything shiny. Oh, I remember we were about to jump on a plane. We were about to jump on a Herc when we were leaving East Timor in early 2000, everyone. We'd just been through quarantine and they checked all our gear and all that. We're about to jump on a Herc after the quarantine and customs people had checked us out, making sure we weren't taking anything on the plane that we weren't supposed to be. And just as they were leaving, turn around, 2 SAS blokes are running across the tarmac with a little Portuguese cannon that they stole from a Portuguese fort wrapped up in hessian, and they're running across the tarmac to put it on the Herc. And the OC of one squadron, Jim Phillips, I think, he just goes, he sees them, he goes, tell those bloody idiots to put that cannon. They didn't get it on the plane. The boss didn't let them put it on the plane. But they were running across the tarmac with a Portuguese cannon on their shoulder, only a little small one, and they were going to steal it so I could put it in the digger's boozer when they got back to Swanbourne. Oh, that was funny. I still remember that. I just went, have a look at these idiots. They're sneaking something onto the Herc, and it was a Portuguese can. And when the boss said to the SSM, go and find out what those bloody idiots are putting on the plane, it was a Portuguese cannon. And it didn't make it on the plane because the boss didn't want to lose his job over that one. We'll soon have a fleet of electric army trucks charged by diesel generators. Yeah, I know. What do you do? But anyway, we're in a shit, eh? Hey, how about the cost of Easter eggs, everyone? Has anyone noticed the cost of Easter eggs and Easter bunnies? What a disgrace. Very un-Easterish like. You notice the price of eggs now, Easter eggs? Like, what's wrong? What's wrong with this country? Why is everything just bullshit price now? Unbelievable. Well, there you go. I'm starting to wonder if he did. Someone said put a picture up of Trump the other day and zoom right in on his ear and said, where's the scar from the bullet? Was that a fake thing? Here we go. I'll do a poll, everyone. I'll put me tin. Where's me tin hat? Me tin foil hat, everyone. Let's go. Dave and Sid Archie and Heinzie be throwing shit at their computer now because we're paying out on Trumpy. Start a poll. I've got another good poll after this one, everyone. It's a tinfoil hat one again. I've seen this a few times. Now, pop its head up. I know it's bloody conspiracy theory stuff. Someone zoomed in on his ear the other day and said, can anyone see any sort of a scar on his ear where that bullet hit? Was that fair dinkum? Did he get shot? Or was it the old tomato sauce thing? I think he did. You heard the crack of the bullet, everyone. But there's people saying that it was fake now. There's people saying that the 9/11 was all staged and fake too. Piss off. I don't agree with that one. Yeah, block of chocolates, $8. It's ridiculous. The price of Easter bunnies and Easter eggs is ridiculous. This will be an interesting poll, this. No one can see what you vote, everyone. It's all anonymous. I personally think he did get shot. Didn't they shoot the sniper? Didn't they shoot him dead? But just the whole idea of that bloke, people were pointing at the bloke on the roof and going, hey, and just the whole fact that bloke could even get on the roof, it just was suspect right from the start, eh? Just how lax and slack the Secret Service and the local police were on that. It just, something didn't sit right with me on that about how someone, when he's there and probably fair chance he was going to be the next president, which he was, someone can get that close to him with a rifle. People were actually pointing. I don't know. And he actually got some shots away. Yeah, Chris, that's going to be my next one, mate. That's going to be my next one because that one I am skeptical of. That one, the moon landings, I'm skeptical of that one, and I'll tell you why soon. Yeah, John saying sniper was killed, and a guy in the crowd was killed by the bullet from the sniper. Yeah. Yep. I didn't know about the bloke that someone was actually killed by the sniper, John. I knew that the police had shot him. We heard that on the news. I didn't know someone else got killed by that bullet that missed Trump. Yeah. Too much CNN and ABC, yeah. I'll tell you what's just as sickening, but, mate, watch Fox News, the American Fox News. That is even more sickening on the other side of the fence, mate. Fox News are sickening in America, how pro-Trump they are. They're a bunch of arse lickers. They are sickening, mate. I know CNN and ABC, I know what you're on about, mate. I know they're all anti-Trump and MSTV and all that, but Fox News are on the other side of the fence, and they are even more sickening. What happened to the sugar? Yeah, I know. Remember the big sugar Easter eggs with the... Yeah, you don't see them anymore, eh? Those big hard that you had to crack them with your... Like, you'd actually crack them with your fist. The big sugar Easter eggs. Are they still around? I don't know. But the chocolate ones, you can't afford to buy the chocolate ones at the moment. Here we go. What's the poll say? Yes, 50. That's high. 47%. 47% reckon he didn't. So there you go. It's about bloody half and half. Reckon it was a bit of a setup. I don't know. That's there was something fishy about that whole scenario, wasn't it? There was something wrong. Yeah. I blame US Fox News on Australia. There are, John, I've been watching a bit of the Fox News on thing, mate. They're sickening, mate. They are just, mate, it just makes you vomit how they can't see what's going on in the big picture. They really can't. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. Here we go. Here's another poll for you, everyone, because I haven't got much more to talk about. Start a poll. Now, apparently, we're going to be going to the moon again soon. Apparently. Here you go. I even remember the date, everyone. 20th of July, 1969. Neil Armstrong took the first steps on the moon. Now, I was always, as a kid, fascinated with astronauts, and I remember a picture of Neil Armstrong, and he had the reflection of Earth in his visor. And as a kid, I was fascinated with that picture. Absolutely. I think I had a poster of it on my wall as a kid. I was fascinated by it. You know what? I watched once again on YouTube. It was the original press conference when Apollo 11 arrived back, and they had the press conference. There's Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Mike Collins in a press conference. Watch that. Watch the Apollo 11 press conference, everyone. And that one sealed it for me. I thought it was faked. It was faked. Don't worry about what you see on the moon and all that. Have a look at the Apollo 11 press conference. Those guys were shitting bricks. They were shitting bricks because everything they said was rehearsed. You could see how nervous they were. For someone who just got back from the moon, you reckon they would be over the moon and just so happy to talk about their experience. They were shitting bricks because they didn't want to say the wrong thing and get caught out. Have a look at it if you have not seen that. Watch the Apollo 11 press conference and you get back to me and tell me what you think. Those guys were lying through their teeth. And it wasn't until I saw that press conference and I thought, my God, just the body language of them and that. So tell me what you reckon, John. Yeah, so tell me what you reckon. Watch the Apollo 11 press conference and you tell me that those blokes weren't sitting there covering up a bunch of lies. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, everyone. I'm probably the least person, but that is one thing that I'm still doubtful on. I really am. I'm doubtful on the moon landings. Yeah. We are not capable of putting John said, you're full of crap, Buck. We're not capable of pulling off a conspiracy. I don't know. John, have you seen that interview? I hope we did go to the moon. I honestly do. Watch movie Capricorn 1. Yeah, what was the other one too? They were talking, it showed that they reckon Stanley Kubrick faked it all in a movie studio. There's a couple of things that happen on the moon. There's one there where he jumps to his thing and you can see a little flash of what they think was a wire that helped the astronaut when he jumped up, to show that there was no atmosphere and that on the moon. But anyway, I don't get into all that type of stuff. Watch the interview. Watch the interview with the Apollo 11 crew, the press conference. And they were there like being really, really careful what they said. And you could tell that all their answers were very, very, very well rehearsed because, yeah, I don't know. Watch it and get back to me. The flag, yeah, that was debunked, Craig. They reckon they actually had wire in the thing. And when he put it in like that, that made the flag wobble, which Sam, but people go, oh, how can the flag fly when there's no gravity on the moon? Well, they did have a wire in there to keep it out, apparently. So that one got debunked. But the one for me is just watch that interview. Watch the interview and tell me what you think. Yeah. And that's the thing. 1969, everyone. Did we have the technology now back then in 1969 to get video from the moon, instantaneous video from the moon and communications and all that type of stuff? I don't know. Were we that advanced back then that we could get video from the moon? I don't know. There's a lot of what ifs, isn't there? There's a lot of what ifs. I'll go and make myself a big tinfoil hat, everyone, and I'll wear it on my next cook-up, me tinfoil hat. You're probably thinking, Buck, you're part of the tinfoil hat wearing brigade, who I'm usually very anti-tinfoil hatters. But when I saw that interview, the press conference of the Apollo 11 crew, I just thought, you blokes are lying through your teeth here. You're lying through your teeth. Anyway, ask Mr. Squiggle. Anyway, what else have I got to say before I go, everyone? Now, I don't know if you can believe this or not. Japan has banned halal mosques, call to prayer, and the burqas. I don't know about banning some of that stuff, but definitely the burqa, yes. We'll do another poll there. Now, here we go. Did we land on the moon? 64% of you reckon yes. 36% said no. So there you go. Most of you agree that it was fair income. But go and watch that interview, everyone, this afternoon with a beer. Go and watch the Apollo 11 interview and get back to me. Something dodgy about it, eh? It really was. Start a poll. I'll probably spell this wrong. Is that how you spell it? S-H-O. I can't even spell should. I don't know if that's how you spell burqa, everyone. That's how I spell it. Isn't there a Q in there? Should the burqa, I've misspelt that. Should the burqa be allowed? My thing here is a big fat no. We've got to tread carefully with some of that other stuff, halal meats and mosques and all that type of stuff. Do we stop people practicing their religion? No, I don't agree with that. But when I went through Sydney, Lakembla, and see the women walking around in the full burqa get up, black dresses and their face covered, I don't think that belongs in this country. That shit doesn't belong in this country. I don't care what anyone says about that one. That is not on, and it should be outlawed in this country. I have no problem with it. We've got Muslim people in this country. It's a religion. We should be free to practice our religion, everyone. I agree with that. You can't, just because someone's a religion, say you shouldn't be in this country. But when it goes to the extreme thing and women are not allowed to show their face, not in this country, that's bullshit. That shit doesn't belong in Australia, everyone. No way. I think that's just not on. Doesn't sit well with me. I said it on one of my YouTube shorts. That shit is not on in this country. Women being oppressed where they're not allowed to show their face. You want to do that? Go back and live in Iran or Afghanistan, wherever you came from. But that shit doesn't belong here. And I'm with Pauline Hanson on this. That shit needs to be banned. The burqa needs to be outlawed in this country. And if the people don't agree with it, then they go back to where they came from. It's as simple as that. No room for that in this country. We're going on about women with equal rights and all this type of stuff, and I agree with that. Women should be no less than a man. And when you make them cover their face up like that, it doesn't get much worse than that, does it? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Anyway, Australia and the USA are the same in that respect. We are populated by immigrants primarily. They need to assimilate into your culture. Yeah, exactly right, John. And we've all been saying that on our Australia marches and all that. I don't think anyone's against immigration and people immigrating here. most Aussies aren't against that. What we don't agree with is the amount that are coming in at the moment. We need to slow it down and let the country take a breath, catch up on housing and all the rest of the type of stuff, and then we go again. BURQUA. Yeah, I knew I misspelt that, G-Man. I knew there was a Q in there. Yeah, same, mate. This country's fantastic, and we've got, you go in, you see a bloody Thai shop and all the different cuisines and that around this country, and that's all from immigration. The Italians and the Greeks and immigrants have made this country what it is today. Fantastic, and I love it. I love that we're multicultural, but there's some things that just take away from what Western countries are like the United States, Canada, the UK, and all that. You cannot allow our way of life to be diminished because immigrants want to bring their beliefs here, and the burqa is one of them. It doesn't belong in this country. It doesn't belong in any Western country. And if that's the case, Japan has outlawed that. I know Poland has. Good on them. That Japanese prime minister, female prime minister, she got some balls on her. She's game to make a call. Will they ever do that in this country? Albo will never do that, but he should. That is one thing I don't agree with, the burqa, women wearing the burqa. It's not on. What's our poll saying, everyone? Where does it say start a poll? Don't worry, everyone. I've stuffed that up. I think I know what it'll be anyway. Should we allowed to wear the burqa? No, is the answer to that. I thought I started a poll in, but I didn't. Yeah, no, I clicked on the wrong thing, Chris. Sorry about that, mate. Yeah. Parks, yeah, the big dishes out in Parks Parks is a small town out in country New South Wales, Mark, and Slacken. Parks has got some big satellite dishes out there, and they played a big part apparently in the moon landing communications. Yeah, and they were on the movie The Castle, I think, weren't they? Those big dishes. Yeah. Or was there a movie about it was a movie called The Dish, and I think it's based on that one. Yeah. Anyway, what else have I got? That's about it, everyone. I didn't have a lot today. Just have a rant about our fuel. There's no end in sight to the fuel, everyone. There's no end in sight. Who's putting Easter off? Here we go. I'll do another poll. I'll make sure. Start a poll. Where do I ask the question? Oh, you're putting your Easter trip off. Start a poll. There you go. ORF. That's the official spelling on this channel now for off. Are you putting your Easter's just around the corner, everyone? Were you going to go away for Easter, and have you put your Easter getaway on hold? Were you going to go interstate? Were you going to go camping somewhere? Were you going to go to Fraser Island? Have you put Easter on hold because of the price of fuel? What's Rob said? $4.25. Yeah, $4.25 for diesel on Fraser Island at Orchard Beach. That's because they have to bloody ship it over there and then get the bloody 44-gallon drums across the aisle. And there's a bit of a logistical nightmare to get fuel to Orchard Beach, Rob. And that's why it's that price, mate. It's not easy to get fuel to Orchard Beach, let me tell you. It's expensive over there at the best of times. But, yeah, $4.25, who'd be going and filling up at Orchard Beach at the moment in your 200 Series Land Cruiser? Yeah, dear, oh dear. Here we go, everyone. 71% is at the moment. Said you've put 69 now. Said you've put your Easter trip away on hold. Pretty sad, isn't it? Bad timing. Dr. Google prescribed me a bottle of rum to flush out the coronavirus. Yeah, I know. It gets a bit like that. Got to drown your sorrows. Aussie, hey, it's but the whole world's in the same boat. It's not just Australia, everyone. Mind you, I saw some figures the other day of how much fuel has gone up in other countries, and Australia was leading. Australia and New Zealand were top on the list because our fuel companies are price gouging assholes. And the ACCC is doing nothing. And that politician puts a Facebook of a female from the Liberal Party. We're encouraging the ACCC, big name to crack about, cracking down on the fuel companies. What's happened to them? Has anyone heard any $1 million fines getting handed out for price gouging, for putting their fuel up on day 2? On the second day of the war, the fuel started jumping, didn't it? I remember it. Because day 1, I got $1.72 a litre, 4 cents off. I got it for $1.68 a litre, diesel. And the second day, I remember saying to Roz, glad we filled up yesterday. She's going up already. I remember saying it to Roz on day 2 of the war. It started going up then. So don't tell me they're not price gouging everyone. Mongrels. And they never get held to account. They never get held to account. Every time something happens around the world, it's their excuse to put fuel up. And on that, don't have a crack at the ladies at the servo, everyone. There's a post up there. Apparently a lot of the ladies in the service station are getting abused. They just work there. They've got to fill their cars up and take their kids to school too. So don't have a crack at the ladies at the servo. They just work there, everyone. They're there earning money for their family. So don't have a crack at the ladies at the servo, please. They're not the ones who determine the prices of fuel. They're just staff there. So please think about that when you go in and you're pissed off because you've just paid $3.20 a litre for diesel or $2.50 something for unleaded petrol. Don't have a crack at the girls behind the counter. It's not their fault, okay? So I'm sure they're just as pissed off with it. And I'm sure some of them probably get up in the morning and think, I don't want to go to work because I know I'm going to get abused 30 times today. Bit like being a prison screw. Yeah, I wonder how many times I'll be called a screw dog C today in my 12-hour shift. And if it's anything less than 30, I'll be disappointed. Yeah, screw dog C. Thank you. Good on you, mate. Now piss off back to your cell before I come in there and flip you on your head. Yeah, so it's probably like the ladies. We expected as prison screws to get abused. The ladies at the fuel servo shouldn't do that. Yeah, that's right, Slacken. People blame the employees. They're there. I'm sure at the end of the day, they probably had to go and fill their car up at the same price we do. I'm sure they don't get discounts just because they work there. Did 160 kilometres in the 200 cruiser, cost $70 to top it back up. Dawn Thompson, yeah. As I said, Russ has parked his 200 series up, everyone. He's parked her up and she ain't moving. Russ has got a little RAV4 as well to whiz to work. And he's got the 200 series that he tows the trailer with and goes camping with and all that, goes on the trips. He said, Buck, the 200's parked up. She's parked up and only the RAV4 is going to move from now on until the fuel comes back down. When's it gonna come down, everyone? Who reckons? Is there an end in sight? I don't know. What was this poll? Oh, you're putting your Easter trip off. 65% said yes. That's sad to see, everyone. It's sad to see. But hey, listen, if you're not going away now, you still got your Easter break, do something. If it means do backyard cook-ups, can you go, if you're going to go camping, is there somewhere closer that's only 15 minutes down the road that you can go? Can you still do a little sneaky bloody local camp rather than doing a Fraser Island trip? Don't just give up altogether. Try and do something. And if it means you promised your kids or your grandkids you were going to take them camping and that trip's off now, can you camp in the backyard at least? Put your fire pit up in the backyard and still do some cook-ups with the grandies or something. Try and do something, 64%. Yeah, it's pretty sad where it's the way it is. But at the end of the day, everyone, we don't have missiles raining down on us like some of the Gulf states and that. So I know fuel's shit and things aren't good at the moment, but we're still living in peace down here in Australia. We haven't got missiles coming in on us. So we need to be thankful of that at least, because a lot of countries around the world at the moment that imagine being in Israel or Saudi Arabia or bloody United Arab Emirates, there's still missiles coming in. You don't know. Ukraine. like you just don't know when a missile's going to lob in through your roof. So we are lucky down here. We need to remember that. Stay home, flatten the curve. Yeah, stay at home. Don't spend money on fuel if you don't need to go into town, or if you do need to go to town, try and, you might go into town on Monday, do your shopping, and on Wednesday you do this. Just go in once, get everything done in one hit, and then get home and just stay there. I know some of you have got to go to work. I'll get around that. How many of you are using public transport if you're in the cities? Apparently, Brisbane's got 50-cent public transport. You can go anywhere for 50 cents in Brisbane on the trains and the buses. And apparently, a lot of people are using the public transport, which is good to see. They're leaving their cars at home and using public transport for 50 cents. Yeah. So there you go. 64% of you are putting your Easter trip off. So do something, but everyone, don't sit home and be miserable. Try and at least make the most of it. Do something. Do some backyard cook-ups. Speaking of which, after this is over, I'll have another brew. Then I'm going to get ready for my backyard cook-up. Guess what it is? I'm doing roast lamb and veggies today in the backyard. And who reckons they know what I'm going to do? How am I going to cook me roast lamb and veggies this afternoon? How's Buck going to cook his roast lamb and veggies in the backyard? Let's see who's first to get it. Things better improve before the barra crab. Absolutely, Chris. Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what, if diesel's still $3.20 a litre, Rob, I won't be at the barra crab, mate. Bloody hell. Won't be towing a caravan all the way down there at $3.20 a litre. In my tinfoil hat. Yeah, I might turn it. Yeah, in my tinfoil hat. I've become a real conspiracy theorist today, haven't I? Everyone's probably throwing shit at their computer. But put your tinfoil hat on. You've been coming up with all these conspiracy theories about Trumpy and the moon. I don't believe I went down that rabbit hole, but I did. Cup Murray, no. Jace, not a Cup Murray because it's raining, mate. And the hole would fill up with water. I'd love to do another Cup Murray, but I don't own the block of land out the back. And I used to have a Cup Murray pit out the back and all the rocks and everything ready to cook underground. But, yeah. Cauliflower and white sauce. Now, that's something Mum did all the time. Cauliflower and white sauce. And if you're not keen on cauliflower and broccoli, everyone, put a nice white sauce or a cheese sauce over the top, and it's bloody beautiful. Yeah, the old whites. How easy is that? Butter, flour, and milk, and make a white sauce to pour over your cauliflower and your veggies. White sauce is bloody beautiful, and even better when you throw some grated cheese through it, turn it into a cheese sauce. Might have to do that. Lamb on the spit? No, I'm not using the Oz spit. Lynn? Camp oven? No, Mark. I'm not doing the camp oven. No one's got it yet, everyone. Not that I've seen. I'm going to the microwave toasty. I'm going to put the leg of lamb in the little toasted sandwich thing and microwave it. No, Sid Archie, I'm not going to do that. They do come up all right, but don't they? The old toasted sandwiches. I tried a pie in there the other day, everyone, and I tell you what, the pie came out beautiful and crisp on the top and the bottom, not cooked in the middle. But so it's the pie. Maybe if the pie wasn't frozen, that's what I did. I put a frozen pie in there. I'm going to unfreeze the pie and then do it that way, and it will work because it came out beautiful and crispy on the top and the bottom. Frozen wasn't. The middle was still a little bit frozen. But if I unfreeze it next time, stay tuned on that one. Come on, a blowtorch? No, Steve Webb. No. The Weber? No, not doing it in the Weber. The Poiky? No, not in the Poiky either. None of you have got it yet. Come on. Think outside the box. How I've done it before. I've cooked something else in this implement. I'll tell you what I did do. I cooked the bloody chicken in there. That'll give it away. No, not the air fryer. Chip Sanger. Yes, Marky Lavelle's got it. The tin bucket. I'm doing a roast lamb and veggies in a steel bucket, everyone, and I'm going to hang it out of a tree. I'm going to do not a swinging chicken. I'm going to do something with lamb. Yeah, in a tin can hanging. Yes, exactly right, Rob. I've got my old stainless steel bucket out, everyone, that I've drilled holes in, and I'm going to cook roast lamb and veggies in a steel bucket hanging out of a tree. So stay tuned for that. That one will be out tomorrow if it works. That'll be out at 4 o'clock tomorrow, everyone. So on my BT50 motor. No, not quite. I should try that. I should try it. Now, listen, on to another one. My last pizza cook-up, everyone. Dave, if you're watching, you're probably going, Buck, you had to leave it to the end. I did a pizza cook-up the other day. Part 2 was on the Horizon Touring pizza trays. And I bloody got it wrong at the start. But the second and third one, I nailed. The third one was spot on, everyone. So apparently Dave got a lot of people ordering the pizza trays and the full setup, everyone. The spun steel camp oven, the gloves, the lifter, the Crazy Dog bag, and the pizza trays. So Dave's not making them anymore, everyone. So if you want those pizza tray sets or the spun steel camp oven, the pizza trays, the bag, the gloves as a set, Dave's selling them less than cost price. And he's just sent me a message, everyone. Apparently he had a big rush on orders, and Dave's probably thinking, where'd this come from? How come I'm getting orders all of a sudden? Because Buck bloody did a pizza cook-up in them. And I think Paulie Martin was trying to get it. So there you go. Buck, Dave from Horizon Touring contacted Buck. I have the following left, and he's not getting any more, everyone. Just too expensive to get them made, too hard to get them made now here in this country. Someone will copy the idea and go to China, no doubt. I have the following left: 6 pizza tray and lifters. So he's only got 6 sets of the 3 pizza trays and the lifter to put in a camp oven. He's only got 6 sets left, everyone. He's got 2 complete camp oven kits with the bag left. Okay, so that's the pizza trays, the camp oven, the spun steel camp oven, the canvas bag, the gloves, and the lifter. Okay, he's got 2 complete sets of that ready, and he's got 8 camp oven kits without the bag. So he's run out of the Crazy Dog canvas bags for his complete kits. But he has got 8 kits left. So he's got the camp oven, the pizza trays, the lifter, and the gloves, but no Crazy Dog bag. And he's lowered the price of those to $120. So he's got 2 complete kits with the bags left. So at the end of the day, he's only got 8 camp oven kits left, everyone, and 6 of the pizza tray kits left. That's it. No more after that. So if you want to cook your pizzas that way, get in horizontouringproducts.com.au and order them today, or you're going to miss out because Dave's not getting them made anymore, everyone. So he's just had them sitting in storage. Didn't think he was ever going to sell them. And then I did a pizza cook-up the other day, and he's got a big rush on the orders. And that's all he's got left now. 6 pizza tray kits, 2 complete kits with the bags, and 8 kits without the bags. But if you get one of those $120 kits without the bag, you can always get on the Crazy Dog Canvas, everyone, because he makes them. And you get on to Jason at Crazy Dog Canvas, and he will knock you up a canvas bag. You just got to purchase the kit from Dave and then purchase the bag from Crazy Dog. Great way to cook pizzas out camping, everyone. Really, really good. Just keep the heat underneath. You saw me. I didn't have enough heat underneath at the start. But by the end, that third one, the ham and pineapple I did, was bloody brilliant. It was crispy as, everyone. Final poll of the day, then I'm going to piss off. Final poll. Start a poll. Pineapple on a pizza. Yes or no? I've just put pineapple, everyone. Does pineapple belong on a pizza? I did the ham and pineapple, Hawaiian. I don't know if you call them that in America. Ham, pineapple, and cheese. We call them Hawaiians here in Australia. Hawaiian pizza. You go into any pizza shop and say Hawaiian, ham, pineapple, and cheese, obviously. Bloody beautiful. Bloody beautiful. And that's all the kids love, a ham and Hawaiian. That's what most kids get this. What most people get their small kids, they'll probably get them Hawaiian. Pepperoni, yeah. Nathan likes pepperoni and pineapple. I haven't tried that. The pepperoni, you get a Roscoe special here in town. It has pepperoni and pineapple on there. He puts pineapple on. Canadian bacon and pineapple are Hawaiian here as well. Okay. Is that the Canadian bacon with maple syrup on it? If there's one sure way to kill a nice bit of bacon, it's put maple syrup on it. Slacking to be throwing shit at his computer about now, going, Buck, I'm going to knock you out. I'm not into that that maple syrup bacon, everyone. I know the Yanks and the Canadians are into putting maple syrup over their savoury stuff. I'm not one that mixes savoury and sweet. I prefer just normal bacon, everyone, keep the maple syrup away from that shit. Maple syrup belongs on pancakes without bacon. Oh, Canadian. Okay, no syrup. Canadian is just basically ham. Okay. Canadian bacon is just like a ham. I know we get some bacon here, John, like proper bacon, and it's got a maple. And I know Slacken loves it. Maple flavoured bacon. I'm not a fan of it, everyone. I'm not a fan of bacon with maple syrup flavour. I just prefer normal tasting bacon. Slacken said, we don't call Canadian bacon bacon. We just call it pea meal. Never heard of that one, Mark. Peameal. Pea meal or pemeal? How do you pronounce that? Pea meal. We just call it bacon here in Australia. Bacon. And ham's different. Ham's something you put on a sandwich. Bacon is something you bloody cook up over the fire when you're out camping for breakfast and have eggs with it. Got to go to Aldi. Mate, you go to Aldi, you'll spend $100 on groceries and $150 on diesel, Frank, to get there. Good luck, mate. There. Pineapple fritters. Yeah, how good are pineapple and banana fritters? Pineapple fritters, just a battered slice of pineapple. Bloody beautiful. Pineapple fritter, banana fritters. Yeah, they're all nice. Still no poll. Yes, there is. Mick Watson. Yes, there is. There's 92%. 92%, mate. There is a poll up at the moment. Pineapple. I just wrote pineapple. Does pineapple belong on a pizza? And 92% which is higher than I thought, have said yes, it does. Yeah, I like pineapple on a pizza too. Not every pizza, but certainly on a Hawaiian pizza, you've got to have a bloody pineapple on that. And if I get a Roscoe special in town, I don't mind the pineapple on there. Pineapple goes really, really well. Don't even mind slice of pineapple fried up on the barbecue, everyone. Cooked pineapple is bloody beautiful. It just brings that beautiful sweetness out, doesn't it? I've seen a lot of people do in smoke, like barbecue smokers and that, actually smoke a pineapple in the smoker and then cut it up, and it's bloody beautiful. Rob the Wanderer saying, I haven't been now. Rob, when's your Agro thing, mate? What night's your Agro thing on? I hope it's not Wednesday, mate. It's not Wednesday, is it? Please tell me it's not Wednesday night. I've got the girls from bloody Hoping a Suitcase on Wednesday. Tuesday, good. All right, so Rob the Wanderer and Agro nights on Tuesday night, everyone. And then I've got the Hoping a Suitcase girls on the Wednesday night. Don't forget, if you're into your cold brew, everyone, you love a cold coffee, cold brew coffee, Mr. Bean, coldbrew.com.au. Get on and help Liam out down there in Airlie Beach. And Liam just sent me a picture of his Aussie flag, everyone, at Airlie Beach. I'm going to put it up on Facebook after this. So, yeah, if you like your cold brew, don't forget Mr. Bean Cold Brew. Get on and support me good mate Liam. It's his new business. He's selling cold brew, everyone, and coffee beans as well. If you want to try a bag of his, if you like doing your own coffees, get on and buy a bag of Mr. Bean coffee beans. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in today, everyone. What's it been? Oh, hour and a half. So that's not bad. 3 hours last week, gibbering on about the same shit. So anyway, no end in sight. Let's see what happens. I don't know, John. I don't know. Is he going to try and find an off-ramp to this war, mate? He needs to, because it's getting uglier and uglier and uglier. And the last thing I want to see is American troops start going on the ground and you guys start losing Marines and and soldiers from the 82nd Airborne. It's going to get ugly, mate. Gidgy Gorilla. Hello. Good, I'm alive at the moment, you dickhead. All right, say g'day to her for us, mate, please. Yeah. Righto, mate. Will do. See you, mate. Bye now. Yeah. Ken's on his way down to the Gold Coast, everyone. We've got a dear cousin in hospital, Dell. Dell's a lot older than myself and Ken. Basically, we used to call her Auntie Dell when we were kids. She's almost mum's age. She's actually mum's niece because she's the daughter of mum's elder sister. Dell's 80, 81 or whatever, and she's in hospital and not coming out, everyone. She's got cancer. And, yeah, one of the nicest human beings you would ever meet. Dell, she was just a good person, or is a good person. She's just been told she's not coming back home now. She's in hospital until the end. So I spoke to Dell on the phone a few weeks ago, and she's really upbeat, everyone, and going all right, but she's not well. Bloody cancer. Doesn't discriminate, does it? And as I said, I bloody went and saw Peter in hospital the other day. I've never met Peter before. He's a local guy, and he's in hospital now with cancer and can't walk, and he's in hospital. And dear, oh dear. Well, it's hard, you know, when you're speaking to people that have got the terrible disease and cancer and that. It's hard. You know, we talked about camping. Pete was into his camping and all that type of stuff, had a BT50. So you try and talk about positive stuff and all that. It's terrible. So anyway, yeah, Ken's going down to see Dell. So I'm glad he is. Our cousin, about to check out from cancer, everyone. And Dell's husband, Bob, has got cancer as well. So it's bloody terrible. I know we all know someone who's got cancer. We all know family members. We've lost a couple of cousins recently, Ken and I, from cancer. Paulie had bloody brain cancer, and Danny, who was our second cousin, a lot younger than us, Danny passed away from cancer as well. And now we've got another cousin, Dell, one of our eldest cousins, in hospital. And Dell's been told, that's it, you're not coming home now. You're not well enough to come home. And she's in hospital now. So at least she's surrounded by her kids down there at the Gold Coast, which is good. And Gidgy's going to go down and say good day to Dell, so which is good. So I'm glad Ken's going down, and Mum's up in Townsville. I know Mum would love to go down the Gold Coast, and Mum doesn't want to get on a plane and fly down. Mum's bloody 84 now, everyone. So, yeah. How old's Rafa now? He'll be 14 in May. He's 13, well, nearly 14, mate. So Raf's going all right, everyone. He has his medication. I've come up with a system to bribe him to have his heart tablet every morning and every afternoon. And it involves bribing him with a Scooby snack. He's supposed to have it on an empty stomach, but the only way I can get that little turd to have his heart tablets is to bribe him with a Scooby snack. It's the only way it's working, a little milky stick. I'll give him half a milky stick, and then he eats that, and then it allows a bit of saliva in his mouth, and then he seems to be dropping it down the first pop now because he knows there's another half a milky stick. If I drop this down my throat, there's half a milky stick waiting for me. He's a smart turd, but if I just try and pop it down with no Scooby snack, it's out she comes every time. He is unbelievable. Yeah, cancer's a bloody, yeah. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Susie. Thanks for that. And as I said, Dell was just a real good human being. You know, like all our parents, everyone, our grandparents, just how people back in those days were just good people. Everyone looked out. They were just nice people, weren't they? I look at my grandparents and even my dad and my uncles, Uncle Mal and Uncle Ned and all them, just good human beings. Just good people. And now here we are in 2026, and the world just seems to have a lot of horrible people in it. Does anyone notice that? Like, you look back to your parents, everyone, and your grandparents and that, and just how decent people were back in those days. I know there was probably some not nice people too, but most people were just decent, good folk. And now there's just seems to be a lot of shitheads around now. It's a sad world we live in. But as for cancer, we've all been hit by it, haven't we? We've always had family members, or I'm sure we've had friends and that have succumbed to cancer, everyone. It's bloody horrible, and it can happen to any one of us. It can happen to any one of us. It can strike any one of us down. So treat every day like it's your last one. Tomorrow is not, what's the old saying? Tomorrow's not bloody in the bag type thing, you know. You never know what's going to happen. Anyway, everyone, look after each other. No discipline. Yeah, Lynn, that's got a lot to do with it, hasn't it? We're lacking discipline. Absolutely. Tomorrow's, yeah, thanks, Mark. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. That's what the big word I was looking for there. So anyway, from your old tinfoil hat wearing Mr. Buckaroony, everyone. I don't know how I got down them rabbit holes today, but I did. Who put me down there? I've got to blame someone for it. Mad Mick. Mad Mick said, I just got 2 of the cold brew coffees. Let us know what you think of it, mate. It's keep experimenting with it. Ice, cold brew, a bit of the vanilla flavoring, and some milk in the Ninja, and it's bloody beautiful. Nice iced coffee. I know a lot of people are into their cold brews now. So, yeah, Mr. Bean, everyone. Mr. Bean Cold Brew. My mate owns that now, and his wife. So get in and support him. What's the poll result? Pineapple on a pizza. Before I go, end the poll. 88% of people said pineapple does belong on a pizza. 87%. There you go. That's higher than I thought. I thought it'd be about a 50-50 because I know there's a lot of people out there that just go off their tits when you mention putting pineapple on a pizza. So there, 87% of you don't mind pineapple on a pizza. Thanks to John and Slacken for being on this morning. Hope you're well, lads, over there. Let's hope there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Let's hope Trumpy finds an off-ramp, everyone. But you know what I reckon? I reckon the Iranians are just going to friggin' they got it. Now that it started, they're not going to forget this. They're not going to forget this, and they're going to come back bigger and stronger. They're not going to sit there and go, oh, we're not going to make missiles anymore. This is just the start of it. I think it's friggin' horrible. We need to find a plan B now that doesn't involve the Strait of Hormuz, because I reckon the Iranians are going to keep control over that strait. I can't see an end to it. All right, everyone, stay positive. Easter coming up. If you're cancelling your Easter holidays, come up with a plan B and still get out and enjoy yourself. Do something. If it, cook-ups in the backyard, camping in the bloody tent in the backyard with your grandkids, do something. Just try and make it enjoyable. You can still have fun in your backyard if you've got a decent backyard and you're going to camp with the grandies. Pitch the tent in the backyard, set your fire pit up, do some cook-ups in the backyard, and still bloody have a good time. All right, thanks for tuning in today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. We've got the Canberra Raiders and Sharks today, and the Gold Coast Titans and the St. George Dragons. A couple of footy games today. My team's already won, so good stuff. And I'm going to go out, have another brew, and get ready for me roast lamb and veggies in the bucket. That should be a good one. That'll be a good one. See you later, everyone. Take care. And to all the people at the Legends for Charity event, enjoy your last day down there, everyone. And I'm glad it's been a really good event. See you later. Goodbye. Take care. And remember, you have Mr. Buckaroony shirts, Mr. Buckaroony Pilbras, smgsports.com.au, everyone. Get in, support Brett. And how good do they look? The old Mr. Buckaroony shirts. Available now on the SMG website. See you later.